Good morning to everybody who's joining us for Coffee with Kurt and Kate, the virtual edition. Hello, we salute you. Welcome to the studio. It was a great show today. I told you it's casual now, so we're just kind of relaxing a little bit. And joining us right across from me is meteorologist Alan Winfield.
Yay!
Give it up, everybody.
I'm able to make eye contact with you guys. It's great.
We talk to you, but we don't get to talk to you like this. And you are the first person in the studio since COVID, I think.
Oh, wow. I'm
Oh,
honored.
yeah. It's been a long time
you know,
since we've
yeah.
had anybody.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Well, thanks. It's so great to be here, and this feels like home. You've made it
Yes.
so cozy. I like it.
Well, it smells like home.
Okay, so I was getting to that. You brought in a couple of items here, and we've been talking it up on the show. You know, what type of culinary delight is Alan going to bring? And you brought in these two loaves that you made, and I hope that Jesus shows up to multiply them. They smell so good.
The only
It's
thing
amazing.
missing is the fish.
Yeah.
It's
We're missing
real-
the
oh.
fish. Yeah.
Oh, it does smell so good, though.
Okay, so what are they? Can we get a shot of these?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how to do the shot, but I'll do my best. So this is here. This.
Oh,
there we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There we go. This is a peach, like it's loaded with peaches. Kind of like a marble cake, pound cake, breakfast loaf thing.
Oh,
I went
like
loaf
it.
crazy.
Loaf
Yeah,
thing. That's
yeah,
funny.
that's good.
And
though.
then, so this is really rude. I'm walking.
But I can
Yeah.
smell this. I can smell this
That's
next
good.
one, guys.
And
It's
then
so fragrant.
This one is strawberry. Two totally different recipes.
Is that like whipped cream on top? Or
Well, no,
how's-
but it's a glaze made with powdered sugar. There is a little bit of milk in it, and obviously strawberry pieces. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they smell wonderful.
It's
They
the
smell
strawberry
really
one,
good.
believe it or not. I'm serious.
Wow.
This is
I-
like
yeah,
weaponized. I can smell
Well,
it.
I've got
You
some
brought it
knives
in
here. Anytime you want to cut into it, go for it.
All right, we're going to get to that. Trust me. Welcoming engineer Josh. Say
Yay!
hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Thank
There he
you
is.
for all your work.
Back in the rec room. That is Josh. Hey, Josh, which pot are you on so I can pot you up here so that people
mic
can...
4. There I am.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
It should be the Josh mic. There we go.
Yes.
How you doing this morning? Okay.
I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
Good.
Having fun.
You brought in the loaves. See, what happened is Alan dropped them off in the break room.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, they can't stay in the conference room / break room. So
need to
I
talk
asked
about
Josh to go pick them up. And I'm kind of surprised when he brought them back in that there wasn't a bite
Yeah.
taken
Well,
out of the.
yes.
I will
one of the
That
say
you've
there were
noticed.
3 loaves,
There's
and now
not
there's
a
only 2. That's all
You
I'm going to
haven't
say.
lifted them and seen that the center's
brought
cut out on the bottom. Yeah.
He brought in
They're
3
hollow.
loaves.
They are
That's
now.
classic. And then, of course, JB is in the news box. Hey, JB.
Yay.
Good
Yay.
morning. Hello.
Morning.
Yay. And we're so good and glad to have Alan here. What a treat.
No, it is a treat, isn't it? How
Treat after
nice.
treat after treat.
Yum. And he brings treats.
And he does.
Yes.
He brings treats. And we did give him a Kurt and Kate umbrella.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
he's the weatherman. He should have it.
I
Yes.
should. I'm tired of having a wet head. Yeah.
You guys, we've been joking about these umbrellas not necessarily being of the highest quality. It's kind of random. You don't know if they're going to work or not.
Yeah.
That's the running gag, but it's for real. We're not just kind of creating that for something
No.
funny to talk about.
We were so excited, and we were really promoting these, and we thought, oh, an umbrella with our names on it, how wonderful. And then they went out, and we opened them, and it's like, what happened to the umbrella? It just opened, and it never closed again.
Or it opened and then just immediately fell apart, collapsed. I mean, there are all kinds of weird things that happen. There's no rhyme
Yeah.
or reason for this.
No.
But Kate, we thought what we would do here, everybody has an umbrella. Alan, you have yours.
I have one.
Kate, yours is like super brand new.
Brand
it's still
new,
in the
never been opened.
the sheath, if you will, whatever that is.
Yeah.
JB, do you have your umbrella?
I sure do.
His has been opened. Yeah. Okay, we're opening them now.
Afraid to do this. Yeah, let's
This
go ahead
is
and
why
open.
they say
yeah,
don't
yeah.
open
Make
them
sure.
indoors.
Let's see. And Engineer Josh, you're punching the
Everybody
buttons.
watch your eyes.
Let's see.
Okay. Oh, good. Alan's went up without
And
a
it's working
problem.
because I'm not getting rained on.
Yes.
Hey, look, mine worked, you guys. This is great.
Yes, they all work. We should do the whole program like this.
JB was struggling.
Oof.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a little tricky.
Yeah, it was a little stiff.
Yeah,
little
mine
stiff.
too. Now,
Yours
shall we
was a
try
little stiff?
closing them?
Oh,
Okay,
See, that
everybody.
is the key. That is to see if
On the count of 3.
All right.
Success.
It closed.
Wait, mine's not closed yet.
Are these the ones we should give?
Okay.
Yeah, they never close the way they originally are. It's like putting toothpaste back in the thing. You can't do it.
That's true. Okay, so we are going to include in our prize pack that we're giving away the Curtin Cave Mornings umbrella, along with the Curtin Cave Mornings coffee tumbler, and some Curtin Cave Mornings coffee from Dignity Roasters.
Yes. They're wonderful ministry, too, by the way.
They are.
We talked to them early on, and they're just, what a ministry. I don't know if you're aware of it, Alan, what they do, but they brew coffee and roast it, and they people who are homeless or in a bad, financial shape, they can get a job there and learn the skill and get the certificate they need to be able to do that. So it's wonderful. And on their way out, which I love this, it's just one of those things, these people are always thinking, and on the way out, they have these little patches of land, and they grow vegetables there.
Oh,
so
my
as they
goodness.
leave work, they can pick up something for dinner.
I wish
Literally
more
pick something for
places
dinner.
would think this way
I
and do things like
know.
that. That is
I
so
agree.
wonderful.
I know. I
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
whole thing. It's a great ministry. It's in Ocala, Dignity Roasters. Check it out. Online, you can buy the coffee.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
So would you like the prize pack? Bing. Bing. You're supposed to do the sound effects. Bing. All of this. You can text the word coffee to the Curtin Cave hotline, and you will be entered into the contest. I think we're going to have, what, JB, 10 winners? 10 prize packs?
Yeah, 10 winners once again. So text the word coffee right now to 888-777-6810.
All right, 888-777-6810. Text the word coffee right now. Before we get to the culinary delights, today is that day. It is the peak of hurricane season. So, Alan, we do have some things happening in the tropics right now. How appropriate is that?
We are actually, I need coffee, don't I? We're actually watching 4 features out in the tropics. We have Hurricane Larry,
Yeah.
which has been around, it feels like, since June, but I know I'm exaggerating. Larry is now located northeast of Bermuda, going to stay away from the U.S., but of all places, it looks like it's going to make landfall in Newfoundland and Labrador tomorrow.
Wow.
It's going to be rocketing up there, excuse me, probably
up
in the
north.
form of a tropical storm.
I have to say, I have a lot of relatives up in the Northeast because I'm from Connecticut. My sister Joni's listening now. Hi, Joni. And it's funny because they're getting hit with all the hurricanes now.
It
it's
is
like
crazy.
you're always saying,
Yeah, that's
Florida,
weird.
you always get hit. You're the ones getting them this year.
Ha,
Yeah.
ha, 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 ha. You don't want to do it
Just
like
a
that,
little, but I
you're- just a tiny bit.
They only feel compassion for us when we get them, though.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're less so compassionate.
But you know, with
we are.
climate change, I think they're going to be fair game for anybody the way it's
Yeah.
going. So,
Yeah. What, okay, this is really crazy. That I like unusual things.
You're telling me.
The-
Boy, that never was a truer
climate
word
change-
ever spoken.
The magnetic North Pole is moving.
It is.
Yeah. Does that have anything to do with this? With the weather changes?
Probably not, but it fits right in with everything is changing and
Yeah.
going in a rough direction.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping right to the Bible now, but this is the direction we should be going in,
Right.
according to the Scripture. So we wring our hands and go, "Oh, this is horrible," but we shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're exactly right, because things are winding down. I mean, history
Yeah.
is winding down. The earth, and we know the earth and the heavens, it's going to be replaced eventually.
Thankfully, yeah.
Everything's going to be burned up at some point. Which, that's good to keep that in mind, but it also can put you in the weeds a little bit as well, because then you're thinking, well, if it's all going to be burned up, what does it really matter in the here and now?
Yeah.
Well, what you do here matters for eternity.
Oh, absolutely. So, in fact, it should inspire us to really want to share the good word with people, because time at some point is running short.
Yeah.
And who knows if it's running short right now.
For any one of us at any given time as well.
Yes. Yep.
Could be today for one of us.
Well, we were talking about 9/11, the anniversary, the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attacks, and on the show. And I'm telling you, man, every time, when we replay some of those, calls from people or clips from the news broadcasts, or maybe it's Billy Graham speaking, or, we shared a lot of stuff today. It gets us back, and Jim Cymbala from the Brooklyn Tabernacle was talking about this in the 8 o'clock hour. It reminds you of how close we are when it comes to stepping into eternity. And it sounds cliche, but so what? It's absolutely true. None of us is guaranteed another minute.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I think that we do worry too much about some stuff because, who knows if any of us are going to be around in 50 years. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be good stewards because that is something we're supposed to do. But to worry about it is another story.
And by the way, we had the opportunity to share the gospel with folks. And there's only 2 ways to die. This is not original with me. This is Martin Lloyd-Jones, the great British pastor. He said it this way, really only 2 ways to die, in Jesus or in your sins. That's it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So the question is, when you pass away, where are you going to be? And the only way you can stand in the presence of a holy God is to stand in the righteousness of another, and that's Jesus, because we're all sinners in need of a Savior. That's why he came. You have to tell the bad news before you get to the good news. It's vitally important. So that's what we have the opportunity to do each and every day, which is pretty cool stuff. And Alan, I know that you love doing that as a pastor. You know what? It just occurs to me. By the way, let's give some shout-outs before I ask you.
Yeah, we have a lot of people.
Let's see.
Michelle
Hi,
says,
Michelle.
Good morning, good morning. My daughter Kelly says she's here and watching. Good morning, Kelly. Roshana says good morning. Someone wants to know when Moneywise Live is. Weekdays at 4.
Weekdays at 4. We told you, no questions off limits.
Then my sister Joan, good morning. Mara from Illinois, she's praying everyone stays safe this weekend.
Mara.
Thank you, Mara. You too. Michael, Trucker Mike, sends blessings, and we love him.
Yes.
Jason, I already finished my coffee, but wouldn't miss Coffee with Kurt and Kate. Thank you, Jason. Pam, I don't even drink coffee, but I love Kurt and Kate. We're synonymous with coffee now. Sunshine Glow, we had her on one morning. She says good morning, and oh my, yum to your pound cakes. And Kathy says, now I'm hungry. And Kelly, my daughter, says, eat some cake for me. Prachuya says, sorry if I messed up your name. If you know me, you know. Wow, just the look of the cakes are wonderful. Kathy says, hi, Josh. Terry says, good morning, guys, from Trucker Terry. And next week, is it next week? National Trucker Appreciation Week?
It sure is. You
let
the cat out of the bag on that one.
Well,
it was supposed to be a big surprise on Monday morning. Guess what week it is, everybody? It's Trucker Appreciation Week.
Yeah, and we're going to have fun with that. Rick, oh boy, these look so fantastic. How do we get one of those loaves? We'll auction them off. They'll be with you in 3 or 4 weeks. We'll see how long they last. Patricia, my sister Pat. Hi. Roxanne, good morning. Joanna, ouch, so true, though. See, I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, so true, I'm sure. Wow, thanks. Sounds good, Terry said. And Magda said, I will die in Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, Magda, me too.
This is kind of fun, reading these comments like this. This is cool. All right. By the way, text coffee for the prize pack, your chance to win one. Text coffee to 888-777-6810. That's 888-777-6810. Alan, your story is something that I always find interesting. You grew up in a Jewish home, so how in the world did you end up receiving Christ? How did that play out?
Yeah, so real briefly, because it could be a long story, I don't want to do that to you. We can thank the state of Oklahoma.
All right.
Because when I got my first job in TV, I was in the southwest corner of Oklahoma, a little town called Lawton. And once I moved there, I started looking for a synagogue to go worship at, and I know Kurt has lived there too at the same station you worked in.
We were hired by the same person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so Southwest Oklahoma is not a hotbed of Judaism.
This is true.
Yeah. So there was no synagogue to go to, and of course I was bummed out by that. But some friends of mine one day invited me just to go out on a lake there on a boat, and we enjoyed it. And they said to me, hey, the same group of people goes to a church tomorrow, which would be Sunday. We know you're Jewish, but any chance you want to come along? And I said, yeah, I will. And my whole thinking was I'll go to the church and I'll tune in when they're speaking about the Old Testament because they're having that right. And then when they talk about the New Testament, which is wrong, I'll tune out.
Yeah.
But, you can't sit in church tuning in and out. I was really listening to everything. And so bottom line is, a year later, I gave my life over to Jesus Christ. And it shows you the power of one person just inviting you to come to church.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
So
there must be
great.
a richness to your salvation, though, that maybe we aren't as invested in as you are. You see the fruition of what you learned as a child.
Absolutely. And that's probably my, I don't know what to call it, niche, like at the church I work at, the Jewish roots of our Christian faith. I mean, people are aware of it, but I really show the depth of it. And I'm going to say this, I don't know who I'm quoting, but it's not original with me. But somebody once said that the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you can't have one without the other. And so many places I find focus, of course, on the New Testament because they're unaware of the rich faith and foundation that comes out of the Old. But when you bridge the two together, it gives people chill bumps, they get light bulbs going off, and I just think it makes our faith that much deeper.
Definitely does. And just one of the many ways that the Old Testament shines a light on the New Testament is the foreshadowing
Yes.
of the Messiah. I mean, Isaiah 53 is the famous chapter, talks about the suffering servant of God, suffering Messiah. But then you've also got, look at the Passover.
Yep.
With the blood on the doorpost, so the angel of death passes over, right?
Yeah.
And
You've
the
got
wrapped
so many
up-
of these things.
The wrapped up piece of bread. Isn't that it?
Yeah,
Or
the afikomen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Well, see, I wasn't even going to try that.
Well,
Afikomen?
Okay, and I want you to practice Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Very good.
Afikomen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I mean what she's referring to is during the Passover Seder, which is a meal that is had, there are pieces of unleavened bread, and one of them is wrapped and basically buried away, and then it's revealed and goes on. And everything is a very prophetic picture of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, every single element in Passover foreshadows Jesus Christ. And that's the kind of thing we're talking about. So I say to our listeners and viewers this morning, if you ever have a chance to go to a Passover Seder at a church, do it because you'll hear about all the rich connections between the Old and New Testament.
Yeah.
And the animal sacrifices, there are a lot of folks who are like, what was that really all about? Why did they have to sacrifice animals in the temple? And of course, that foreshadows the coming of Jesus too.
Yeah, everything that the Lord prescribed in the Old Testament was to get people in the habit of doing things that would one day be fulfilled one time, once and for all, by the coming Messiah. So people annually, they would sacrifice animals thinking, now I can get in good with God. They would think that their sins the price had been paid,
Right.
but it never took. So they would do it year after year, but they got the concept. Blood had to be shed, something had to be sacrificed. And then the Lord said, okay, I'm sending you my Messiah, and he'll be the ultimate sacrifice. He'll make all the other ones pale because they didn't take. You had to keep
Yeah.
redoing it.
Sure.
Once and for all, Christ's sacrifice was superior. The book of Hebrews talks all about that.
How do Jewish folks today deal with the issue of, the temple's not there and we don't sacrifice animals? So how are they forgiven of sin?
Yeah, well, they still, during Yom Kippur, which, by the way, is coming up shortly, they still look at that annual feast or festival that's prescribed in Leviticus 23. They look at that as their opportunity to get in good with God. But again, it doesn't take. So every year, Yom
They have to do
Kippur,
it
Day of
again.
Atonement, they try again to get in good. But all year long, they worry. Here we are as believers in Messiah, and we have assurance in our salvation.
Right.
They don't. So they have a stress we can't even imagine.
Yeah,
There's
what
no
if I die
intermediate
today?
forgiveness
Yeah.
for them?
Well, they feel like there's immediate forgiveness if they've done everything right.
Intermediate. Throughout
Oh,
the year, they have to wait for that day?
Well, in theory, you shouldn't wait. You should be all year long
Right.
practicing, being in standing uprightness with God, if you will.
Okay.
But it doesn't take, and they constantly worry and wonder because it's really unsaved people.
Yeah.
And I was one. We all were one, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jan, remember Jan used to work with us here? Anyway, she was getting her MDiv, and she said, I have to go to a Jewish synagogue Saturday. Will you come with me? And I said, yeah, sure. We went and we're talking to the guy, and he was a real nice man, and he said, you know where you guys went wrong? You should have just stuck with Jesus. And I thought, yeah, he's right. No. But, I thought that was an interesting perspective. You should have just stuck with Jesus.
Yeah. And, the problem is you can kind of understand a little bit how Jewish people 2,000 years ago missed it. They were being oppressed by Rome. So they had in their mind that anybody that would come save them would deliver them from Rome and would be this conquering hero on a mighty stallion with all sorts of swords. And here's Jesus, humble on a donkey, and then he dies. And so they're like, well, that doesn't match the delivering Messiah. And they just didn't realize he had delivered them spiritually, and he will come one day.
Yeah.
And he will match the picture of what they were looking for 2,000 years ago.
So what about Isaiah 53, which talks about, as I was referring to, the suffering Messiah? So you've got this, he was a man well acquainted with grief, a man of sorrows. It talks specifically about the kind of death that he would die. And Isaiah 53 is a perfect prophecy, a perfect picture of Jesus. So what do Jewish folks do with that chapter of the Old Testament?
Okay, so that's a great question. There's a different perspective on Isaiah 53. In the Jewish synagogues, when they read Isaiah 53, they believe what they're reading about is not about Jesus Christ or a Messiah, but it's a picture of Israel itself.
Oh.
Which is interesting. I challenge all of us who are listening and watching this morning, go back and read Isaiah 53. Put on that lens of it's talking about Israel as the suffering servant. It's a whole different take. But see, in my opinion, it's being taken out of perspective. They need to read it in its entirety and, cross-linking it with the rest of the word.
Right.
But if you pull it out, you can almost see where they're coming from. So that's how they write it off. They look at it as it's not speaking about Christ, it's speaking about Israel.
Wow. Okay, so when you came to Christ, did Isaiah 53 play a role in your conversion?
It did, but I'll tell you what was the most powerful was the book of Daniel.
Really?
For Jewish people, prophecies are a big deal. And so Isaiah 53 would be the ultimate, and that has brought a lot of Jewish people to Christ. But for me, it was the book of Daniel when we started looking at the 77s. I'm a very math-oriented person. I'm a geek, And so
You said it. We didn't.
Oh, I know, but I'll say it,
You say it proudly. Yeah.
But if you look at the 77s, you can start mathematically calculating the years to when the Messiah should be on planet Earth. Because it talks about the rebuilding, right?
Yeah.
And so you can start mapping it out. And so I did the math, and I took into account that their years are on a different cycle than our years, But I did all the math because I found it fascinating, and it landed me right around 32 A.D. In fact, I can tell you the date. It was like April something that I came up with. Now, different scholars will mathematically say the same thing, but they'll come up with days within a week or two. It didn't matter. I just ask anybody who was on planet Earth saying he's Messiah in 32 A.D.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm off by a week.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Meteorologist Alan Winfield is with us. Coffee with Kurt and Kate. Microphone's driving me nuts.
I know. This is what we wrestle with all
See,
day.
okay, it's like right here. Okay. Anyway, we're giving away some prize packs. In the prize pack, we have Kurt and Kate Mornings coffee tumblers.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt and Kate Mornings coffee blend, courtesy of our friends at Dignity Roasters.
Yeah.
Okay. And the much maligned but much beloved, I think it was a stretch, Kurt and Kate Mornings umbrellas right here.
They're
let me turn it.
yeah.
Let me see if I can get it right there. There it is. I'm afraid to open it again. That's why I'm not doing this.
It looks like you're holding a bat.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a bat, doesn't it? I don't know if I can get this thing open again, Kate.
Well, let's see if I can open it.
Can you open yours?
I can
so we can
try.
use that as a visual aid? Yeah, mine's not opening.
Where's
See?
the real little
I
red
told you
button?
guys.
Here, okay. There you go.
All right,
Yeah,
JB's got
has
his open.
Mine isn't locking in, though.
Oh, I finally got mine. Here we go. Alan,
Yeah.
can you open your... Yeah, Alan's got his. He got the good one.
Can you lock yours in, though? I can't lock
Yeah,
mine in.
mine's locked in.
No, mine is not.
There you go. I
But
just want everybody to
it's-
see it says Kurt and Kate.
It's okay. But if
Mine
a
got-
strong wind comes, I'm out of luck.
I think you did get a lemon, to be honest with you. And the ones in the prize pack, we can guarantee you that it will be interesting.
That it might be a lemon.
It might be a lemon. We can
Well, we
guarantee.
can guarantee that. Yeah.
All right,
There
so
we
I'm going
go.
to put this thing down now. We're going to put one of these in your prize pack as well. Every time I open this and close it, it's on borrowed time.
Yes,
That's one less time it's going to work.
that's for sure.
All right, text the word coffee to 888-777-6810 if you'd like a chance to win the prize pack. 888-777-6810. Now back to the food.
Yeah, which we can still smell.
Okay, so how did you get interested in baking, cooking, culinary stuff? Is this something that you've done ever since you were a kid?
No, not at all. I grew up in New Jersey, and I don't know what that has to do with it, but in
Men
our
don't cook. Men don't bake
maybe,
in New
but
Jersey.
in our household,
don't bake in New Jersey.
I mean, my mom was, that's the role model at the time of who's
Right.
cooking, right? So my
Yeah.
mom cooked, and very limited, I'll say 15 items. It just seemed like you rotated, and that was normal. And then when I went off to not college at Penn State, but grad school in Oklahoma, I don't know what happened, but the food was very different out there in that part of the country. And so
It's really good.
it's very good.
I mean, I gained so much weight when I moved to Oklahoma.
exactly.
I was like, ooh,
I
wow.
mean, first of all, I didn't know like international food. Again, in New Jersey, we had very normal cooking, Jewish cooking, but that's
Right.
where it ended.
Yeah.
And so I discovered Mexican food and food from New Mexico. And well, look at this. We've got Hamantashen on the. That's actually my picture, isn't it?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
certainly is.
Yeah, anyway, I discovered food is really good. I didn't know there were options, and I started learning about Chinese food. And anyway, I really got into it, and I just discovered I loved to eat. And that was it. Then we got married, and my wife and I realized we had this in common. We loved cooking and trying, being experimental, trying new foods.
Yeah.
And so it just took. And so I'm really into that.
Yeah, you are very good at so many things. I'm always saying, what he can do that too. I'm always in awe of that.
Would you like to hear me sing?
No,
Hang
I'm
on,
not sure.
stop the music.
I'm not sure. Maybe
No, my point is I am not good at that.
but you bike farther than I like to drive. Seriously.
Well, that's because I have people chasing me all the time.
No, you could post these pictures of you driving across to Tampa, across the bridge and back, and all over.
He's gotta
Pinellas
work off all
County.
that
That's
food.
A lot.
That's exactly it.
apparently.
I would weigh 400 pounds if I didn't do that.
Yeah, how do you stay in good? I mean, you stay in really good shape, but at
Yeah.
the end of your bike rides, you meet up for coffee. That's the reward that you
Oh,
have.
you gotta have a-
not coffee,
Yes, yeah.
not coffee in a Danish, just coffee, right?
Yeah, although some people, they'll have a full breakfast and it really looks good, but I wait till I get home. But yeah, you got to have something like coffee to get you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been riding a bike like this? Has this been a long time?
Well, so I rode a lot all the way till I was like in my mid-20s. And then I took quite the break. And I just started up again a few years ago and realized how much I'd missed it and love it.
So when you started up again after all those years, did you build up slowly? You had to.
Oh, I had to. In fact, again, being a geek, I plot on a spreadsheet every ride.
You have a spreadsheet
So
for your
embarrassing.
bike
Yeah,
rides?
of course. It's like the date, how many miles, how it felt, my speed. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I've been tracking it. And so, yeah, you should see the first rides, 8 miles, woohoo. And I say that because now that would be like going around the block.
Yeah.
So,
Whereas
yeah.
that's a challenge.
Yeah,
for
in the
me.
beginning,
that would be great.
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you see these packs of riders. As a driver, what do we need to know?
Yeah, great question.
Because you know about this.
Yeah, I know
Sadly,
this all
you know
too
too
well.
much about
That's
this.
right.
Which explains a lot, yes. I'll tell you what, we live in the Tampa metro area, and this is a really rough area to be riding bikes, and especially in this day and age, everybody's distracted.
Right.
So if you see the bikes, show some courtesy. They're not trying to be arrogant by bunching together. Actually, they're hoping that now you'll really see them.
Yeah.
But give them room. If you've got a couple of lanes, scoot over like you would if there was a police car on the side of the road or whatever. But it's mainly distractions are getting everybody in trouble.
Yeah.
I think everybody I know that rides has been hit at some point, and it's always been somebody distracted.
You're not selling cycling right now for
I know.
me.
Well,
everybody's been hit at least once, you think?
Right, and I will say this.
No.
So what you want to do is go, if you can, on the bike paths. And Florida has done a great job.
Yes.
We've got bike paths everywhere, so almost no excuse. You just drive your car with the bike to the beginning of one, and then you can go for miles, and you're safe.
Wow, that's
If
good.
you say so.
We have Canelo
Okay.
Trail in
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Pete area,
Sure.
and that's like miles and miles of miles.
It is, because I've ridden that from my house down to the pier and back, and that's like 70 miles round trip. And it's connecting to all the other trails in Pasco County. You can get to the Suncoast Parkway up to Brooksville. And then there's the Withlacoochee Trail that takes you up to Dunellen. And you can just keep on going. You can go east. I see you putting up a picture. This is when I went around the bay.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and that's made up probably of about 80% bike trails on that path. And then some back roads. I try to stay off the main roads.
How long does it take you to go that far?
A couple months. No, I
You
probably
do it
average
in a day.
I usually do about 15 miles an hour.
Okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's quite a
Yeah.
clip. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
so if it's like 40, that was 37 miles, so that took 2.5 hours. There you
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Could we put your spreadsheet up, please? That's what I really want to see. I want to see this thing.
As I mentioned it, I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm telling people I have a spreadsheet. Yes.
It's classic stuff. By
That's
the way,
why you get there.
Can we put the rattlesnake slide up, the photo of the rattlesnake?
Actually, it's a moccasin.
Oh, it's a water moccasin?
A water moccasin.
Oh, okay. It looked like
Yeah.
a rattlesnake. Well, I mean, they all look
That's
the same from that angle.
that's the small one. That's the second one I've seen. There's another picture, probably from way before that. I was at Upper Tampa Bay Park, and I thought it was a big stick in the road. I mean, big. And as I got close, I literally exclaimed, "Holy moly!"
That ain't no stick.
Yep, I've seen
That's a gator.
alligators. It's amazing what you see, and if you're driving, you miss all this. So there's a lot to see.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love seeing you do it.
Well, 2 days ago, I posted
for us to talk
pictures of some great thunderstorms blossoming.
Yes.
So, and you could see, some interesting features in it. There's a turtle.
Speaking of that, this is what everybody wants to know. And you explained it to me once, but explain it again. 20% chance of showers, and then you don't see any.
Yes.
Or 50% and you still don't see any.
Right. That's one of the most misunderstood parts. And it's a great question. So around here, if there's any chance of rain, it's going to happen. I wish we could give two numbers. I wish we could say it's 100% chance of rain, but only 20% of you will receive it.
Yes.
That's what the 20% means.
That's so much better.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
So
better
like today, there's a
explanation.
40% chance of rain. And that means 4 out of 10 by the end of the day will have experienced
get rain.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you basically look at your listening area and you just say 40% will have had coverage of rain.
Yeah.
All right, Kate, we need some shout outs here. Folks
Yeah,
joining
we've
us
got
on
more people
Facebook and YouTube. Let's say hi to people.
Roxanne said, I'm going to need one of those awesome umbrellas. All right, Roxanne. Don't count on it, though. Gloria says, I'm here. Finally. God bless you all. Toledo says, good morning, Kurt and Kate. Good morning, Toledo. Jennifer says, Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, that
Alan.
was nice.
She said it nicely. Kathy said, coffee coming. Magda says, thank you, Alan, for sharing your words about your testimony. Kathy said, I love geeks. Have always helped me. And well done. That's true. Patricia said, great story on coming to Jesus. Thank you for sharing. Terry says, you guys are too funny. Gloria says, we are Penn State.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
See, I love it.
Betsy, Eddie, and the gang. Oh, I have the most beautiful. What is she? My great grand niece or something? My niece just had a baby. Most beautiful, cutest little. Oh, sweetie. Hi to all of you. And that beautiful kiss the baby for me, Betsy. Terry said, I listen every morning. And thank you, Terry. Kathy goes, ew, to the snakes. I need to get back into cycling. I used to ride 20 miles every weekday and 40 to 70 on the weekend days. My waistline shows I've been off the bike too long.
Thank you guys for checking in with us. This is one of the reasons why we do what we do here with Kurt and Kate, Coffee with Kurt and Kate, is so we can kind of connect with you. Also, we want to give you a chance to win some prizes. Again, everybody, get your umbrellas ready to go, okay?
Yes. All right.
You will receive, if you want a prize pack, one of these, the Kurt and Kate Mornings coffee tumbler.
Yes.
Kurt and Kate Mornings coffee blend, courtesy of Dignity Roasters. You see their logo right there. And then, of course, the Kurt and Kate Mornings umbrella, which... Go ahead, guys. Open them up. Mine's not going to open up now. Oh, it did. This is what they look like. Is it going to? Yes. Yay. I can't believe this has opened up. I mean, it's a struggle, but I haven't busted this thing yet. Kate, yours looks like it's in big trouble.
Well, it won't click. It won't click in.
Okay, see, that's what we're talking about here.
It did the first time, but now it's just not.
Look at that.
I look like, use it as a little parasol.
All right, so you may get a lemon. If you do, it's a gag gift, like we say. Anyway, text the word coffee.
Disclaimer, don't use it in the rain.
Text the word coffee to 888-777-6810. JB, he's showing off his. Yours looks good.
Yes, yours look good.
Yeah, it's holding just fine. Yeah.
JB, what do you think about these loaves here? You have kind of an interesting angle on that because it's like line of sight.
That's like right there. And Alan, they look fantastic.
Well, looks can be deceiving.
Oh, I believe. I have faith. Remind us what they are again?
Yeah, so we have peach and strawberry.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, loaded with fruit.
Are we each going to have...
Fruit is good for you.
Yeah.
We should try some of these.
Don't mind the butter and sugar in there.
No. The fruit is good.
Are they officially pound cakes, you said?
I think they're like 4-pound cakes.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't look like a pound cake.
Yeah.
What is the origin, Catepedia alert here? What's the origin of pound cakes? Isn't it like a pound of butter, a pound of this, a pound of that? You're just kind of rating the cupboard. Catepedia, ladies and gentlemen. Now you can actually see the smoke coming out of her ears. We talk about it on the radio. Now you can see it.
What does a pound cake mean? Oh, no. Why do they call it a pound cake? True pound cake recipe. It dates back to the 1700s. Gets the name of pound cake because how it's made. Originally, recipe called for 1 pound each of flour, sugar, butter, and eggs. You were right.
I was right for a change.
So I have a question. In England, do they call it a kilogram cake?
Yeah, they should.
The answer is no. It just doesn't have the right ring to it. There's some things we don't change. Anyway, well, this has been so much fun hanging out with us here. And Alan, aside from baking, what do you like best? Do you like baking or do you like cooking a meal? It's probably hard to choose. You like doing all of that
I think cooking a meal, because, after a while, like you wouldn't know it, but I'm not a huge dessert eater. But I like food, again, from all over the world. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you're a real food person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'd eat at your house any day. The food, there's, what is that? It was chicken on tomatoes?
That wasn't chicken. That was halloumi.
What's halloumi?
Halloumi is a very special cheese, and its origins come from Cyprus, but it's all over the Middle East. Like, I had it first in Israel. And it's a cheese that does not melt. So you can put it on the grill. Those are grill marks that I got on the grill.
Yeah, it's grilled cheese.
Exactly. So it's soft, it's salty, it's very flavorful, and it holds its shape. So, and if you season it, it holds the season. I mean, it's fantastic cheese.
Halloumi. Ooh, gotta try that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what?
And the Hulu chicken. No.
Okay.
Hulu chicken.
That's why I was going to bring that up, guys.
Yeah, that's
This is why I wore my shirt today. Was because that's what I thought you were going to bring in. And I was like, I'm going to be ready for the Hulu chicken.
When I'm back in 5 years, I'll bring that. Okay.
Yeah. Hulu chicken?
How do you make that?
I think it's huli huli.
Huli chicken.
Yeah. What's in that?
Well, it's got all sorts of things like teriyaki and soy sauce and pineapple it sounds very islands-ish, and it's very, very flavorful. Goes on the grill, and it wows me. Like, it's one of my favorite One
Yeah.
of my favorite dishes.
The ingredients sound like it would be really, really
yeah,
good.
It all comes together.
We got a question for you. Are the recipes for those loaves top secret, or would you share those recipes with us?
Oh, I'd share them. I didn't bring them with
And
me.
also, thank you for the weather. From,
Thank you.
James. Yeah.
You know, the listeners from Moody Radio are the best. They really
they
are. Yeah.
We have the nicest people. They're so
Absolutely.
gracious.
So I can email you the recipes if
Okay.
you have a way to.
We'll post them,
Post 'em, yeah.
Yeah,
Monday
we got to
or
post them on
something. Yeah.
Facebook somehow,
Okay.
some way.
Yeah.
I think that
We'll do
JB,
that.
is that possible?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
we can have a link to them somehow.
You bet. We'll get them up in the Facebook event where this video has gone live.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect.
Really good.
All right, so we
'Cause
covered.
They smell good.
I know, exactly. And I'm like, when can this event be over so we can actually eat it? Is that showing on my face?
This is like dangling the carrot in front of Kurt, right?
It really is. And we do have a
It
knife
is.
over there where you can slice them up, right?
Yeah, and that's a real knife.
Yeah. Well, we've been up since, forever. This is almost
Yeah, this is
yesterday to us.
dinner time, yeah.
This is almost tomorrow, so we're hungry.
What time do you get up, Alan? I know we have our 5:29 weather break, which is world famous, and it's a weather break that has its own fan club.
It does. There's 3 of us.
There's all 3 of us.
No, I wake up at 4:19. I mean,
Not 4:20?
4:20.
It's the number thing again.
Well, it's like I've learned what it takes to be ready an hour and 10 minutes later. I need that hour and 10 minutes or 11 minutes, whatever it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is your wife like that? I mean, is she similar?
She tends to get up early. And we're both skewed sort of the same way. We get up early and then we go to bed early. So I'm
That's
usually
nice,
in bed
yeah.
by 9:15, 9:30.
Yeah. And
Wait, we're not going to make fun of you for that.
No.
Yeah, I
because-
figure you
No.
understand.
Yeah, we do.
Exactly.
And why when people say, "Well, come on, it starts at 8 at night."
Yeah, forget it.
It seems so
Forget
late. I
can't
know.
do
We look
that.
at them like, seriously? There's just no way. And you can head to bed at like 7 or I try to hit. We talk about this
Yeah.
on the air, don't we? I head to bed about 8 o'clock. That is no guarantee that I'm going to fall asleep
Right.
by 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
No.
by 9, maybe.
Yeah. Do you have tricks for falling asleep?
I don't have tricks,
You
but I
just
do
fall asleep.
find if I work out during the day,
Yeah.
much better likelihood I will fall asleep
So
solidly.
I have to start biking 70 miles in order to get a good night's sleep. All right.
That's okay. I'll just deal with the lack of sleep. What does that say? Where's your commitment? Well, Alan, we want to thank you for making the trip in. And for everybody who does not know, we are so appreciative of you being a part of our team here.
Yes.
And we wish you could be in the studio each and every morning.
That'd be great. Yeah,
You
I
know?
love you guys. So thank you very much
Oh,
for
we
having
love
me
you
here
too.
today.
Yeah. Well, thank you. This is fun for
Yeah,
everybody.
I enjoyed it.
And apologies for the umbrella. Okay.
Pass them out to all your biking friends.
Right. While they're riding.
Hey, Engineer Josh, are you giving me the wrap here? Do we have to kind of wrap things up? Is that where we're going?
Yep,
All right.
yep.
That's what I thought. Okay, one more pitch. If you'd like to win the prize pack, Kate, tell them how they can do that.
Text the word coffee right now to 888-777-6810. That's 888-777-6810. Text the word coffee.
Okay, so
It's
for
fun.
us to say goodbye, everybody get your umbrellas again.
All right.
I'm trying to make one of them bust in half, if you haven't already
Shouldn't
noticed.
be hard.
We salute you. We thank you for being with us on Facebook Live and also YouTube, etc. Coffee with Kurt and Kate.
We're doing the
Success.
green screen backward thing here.
We hope
There
you
we
have. There we go. Everybody flash your umbrellas. Thank you for being with us, and we appreciate you joining us on the radio as well. We never do take your company for granted.
No.
May God bless you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Alan Winfield.
Oh, my goodness.